evening and welcome to QR5 Cyber News. It's the end of March, into the first week of April, so it's time for our monthly roundup of Capture the Flag competitions around the world. It's been a huge month, with over 25,000 teams already competing in CTFs in 2024. A number of the marquee events have landed in March, and joining me in our Melbourne studios is Peter, who will take us through all the action. Thanks for joining me, Peter. Although I think you overdid the coffee, you are quite the barista. It's been a huge month, with US Cyber Games finishing up Season 3, Wicked 6 having their annual headline event for women in cyber, and the Pwn to Own competition from the Zero Day Initiative with a huge prize pool.
Thanks, Naomi. Yes, it was an absolutely amazing event. We'll start off with that one you just mentioned, the Pwn to Own, which was put on by the Zero Day Initiative. This is an absolute elite premier event with prize pools now in the millions of dollars over the last couple of years. So the prize pool this year is $1.1 million. And the top first place was taken out by Manfred Paul, who I believe got a double tap exploit on 2 browsers. So he got bonus points for that, which put him up right up there in the points there in the competition. But he was the ultimate winner, taking out $202,000 in prize money. Absolutely incredible. So we're going to have a look at the prize board here. This is this was the prize pool, 25 points. So depending on the complexity of the exploit, the skill, the tradecraft that went into it as to the points, but he got a double tap one where one exploit popped 2 browsers. So now there was an interesting little twist at the end of this tournament where the first vendor to actually patch the 0 days that were found got a pro. Well done to Mozilla for patching their 0 day, I believe, in less than 2 days. So that was really good, and I believe they won the prize for the first vendor as well. So that's fantastic. So 0 Day Initiative, for those who don't know, thought to be clean software applications and browsers, technology, software architecture is put up by vendors. Thought to be clean, no known issues at that point, and the 0 Day Initiative have the very best red teamers in the world come in to pop that software and find the vulnerabilities, find the exploits. So that's what that one is all about. So if we go across, you also mentioned there Wicked 6. So Wicked 6 was had their competition in the last couple of days of March. Now you can still support Wicked 6 even though the competition is over by going to their merch store. I think they take the prize for the best merch. They really do. Great color artistry here, and support the women in cyber and cyber jiu-jitsu, cyber Catsy Cyber, who run this competition. They're the major sponsors here, Play Cyber and Cyber Jiu-Jitsu. Amazing bunch of people who put in hundreds of hours making these competitions work. So for the young women who trained for many months to compete in the competition, it's over for 2024, but it'll be back next year. But look, this is important. It's not just a one weekend event, right? There are lead up training programs, there are teams you have to compete to place in this final tournament. So it goes on. It's a window of potentially, I think, about 6 months to actually start, form your teams, get involved, and train. Every cyber athlete has to train really hard. So you do a little bit of something every day, and you get better and better, and then you apply your tradecraft and tested it, and you socialize and you network with your peers and have fantastic opportunity to form teamwork and run with your tribe and really do some fantastic things in cyber. So next up, of course, is the end of season 3 for US Cyber Games. is the US team that train regularly for the International Cybersecurity Challenge. I work very closely with CISA in the United States and the NICE program, the Education in Cybersecurity, there for young Americans. It's absolute amazing activities that are going on over there at the moment. And just a quick run through of some of the players in the season 3 team. So season 3 has just wrapped up, and they've all been competing in these different categories here: crypto, reverse engineering, pwn, and web security. Amazing bunch of young people there, and I believe they're really work very hard for the International Cybersecurity Challenge coming up in October, November, I believe. I'm not sure if we've got the exact date yet, but season 4 is starting very. So just bringing up the season 4 tab event schedule here, that kicks off in May. So the US cyber games are hard at work. Just want to point out here that Team Oceania beat them in IC3 games 2023. So they are coming to play, and they don't want to have the Australians and New Zealanders in front of them again. But I know that Team Oceania is also working very hard. So yeah, now let's just wrap up this segment with an around the grounds, and we go globally to the top ranking teams. Now, what we have here is just moving across the CTF Time. CTF Time have I'm just checking I got the right, yes, got the right one there. CTF Time organize all the it's kind of like the community that gathers the capture the flag teams from around the world together. What we can see here is that in 2024, we have over, we'll come to it in a minute, there's over 25,000 teams already competed just since January the 1st. So that is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Capture the flag, gamification of cyber is really taking off. And from young people all across the world, right through to older folks like me, everyone's involved in this exciting endeavor within cybersecurity to practice the red team, blue team skills that are required to find vulnerabilities, find solutions for them, and to make sure that our great companies and businesses out there can be protected as we move through NIST: identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover, and govern, all of that. So these is where the tradecraft is developed for both red team and blue team to help protect our businesses and companies. So it's been a very hot competition. Calamarian are still in ahead. Flat Network Society and the Hackers Crew have been going point for point with them over the last couple of weeks throughout the month of March. And at various times I've checked, one or the other there's been only a couple of points in it at times. And you can see here, Calamarians hit back, but I think Flat Network Society got 5 points ahead of them earlier in the month. But Calamarian hit back very hard there. Hackers Crew in third. The three of them are going very strongly. And as you can see here, the Australians there are doing quite well in the cursed CTF. The sorry for the university humour here, but the French skateboarding bears, I believe, have a bit of DNA there from the original Emu exploit team. So I'm still looking at them with interest. That they're very good Australian team now and performing quite well. So they've done well in the cursed CTF on April the 1st. This is rolling into the new month now. And of course, we've got Calamarian, the Hackers Crew, and the Flat Network Society going head to head on a number of these competitions. So let's take a look at the Australian call of the board now. We will do Australian leaderboard here, and we have Jay Suki out in front. So there's only been 13 weeks in this year so far, and Jay Suki has participated in 19 CTFs, so very dedicated. I'd love to unpack that story a bit more there. Great performance there, performing very highly. The number one Australian team at the moment, again, the pissed French skateboarding Bears are in second place. But there's some interest is in six. I think in previous years that there might have been a little bit higher up the list there, but there are some people in some of these Australian teams that are preparing for Team Oceania and the IC3 games in Chile in October, November again. So they're all working hard on preparing for the international championships. So they may not all have been fully on board with the participating in all the competition or CTF time that are tracked by CTF time. They don't organise them all, but the people who organise them, CTF time promotes them and keeps the scores and everything together there. So here we have a couple of call-outs here. After only 2 events, UQ Cyber squad have leapt up into the top 10, which is that's the home ground of Team Oceania at University of Queensland. So they're obviously quite skilled and might have had their focus elsewhere as Team Oceania is preparing, but they've now completed 2 CTFs and are in the top 10. Not to be outdone by the QT White Hats. So 2 ends of the Brisbane River here fighting it out in the top 10. And of course, the WA teams of you exploit, and I'm not sure about the skateboarding Bears, but I believe they might be aligned in WA as well. I'm still looking into that. So my personal favorites, of course, I'm doing some work with brand new team Rocket Rooks, which are down here, who are just starting to find their feet in reverse engineering and binary. So they're very newbies on the block. So they're starting to stretch their wings and preparing for Pecan Plus and probably down under CTF as well. So so the big Australian tournaments coming up for the what should we call them? The junior middleweights, maybe, or the high schoolers evolving into tertiary. Have got the Down Under CTF in July and the Pecan Plus for the high schools, and with some more of an open competition in early August. So that's all coming up, and we'll be covering it live here on QR5 Cyber. So thanks all for joining our session today. It's really been great to share all that with you, and stay here for live and upcoming coverage of Capture the Flag, games, experiences, tabletops. We've got it all here, and we thank you for joining us this evening. And thanks, Naomi.
Thanks for joining us once again. We trust you are enjoying our content on all things CTF, tabletop exercises and cyber games. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and share. It's good night from Peter, and good night from me. Please join us again soon.